Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie and we are here today for a knitting podcast. So this will be for the month of March, which was a very busy month for me. I did some work travel. My grandma has had some health issues. I myself wasn't feeling great, so it was just a weird kind of month, but we do have an awful lot to get through, especially in the way of acquisitions. So let's just kind of go ahead, dive on in. So we'll start with my finished objects, and my first finished object I am wearing. So it is my Tolsta Tee. It is a little bit transparent. I hope you can't really see through it too much, but you can. So I'm gonna sit back down. So I finished the Tolsta Tee mid-month, I want to say. It took me about 2 weeks to finish, and I love it. I did get some ketchup on it yesterday, which is not great. And like I said, it is a little transparent, so I do think that I need to wear something underneath this. But I love it. I think it turned out really nice, and I'm happy with it. I made this in the Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the color Blue Tit. And I don't remember how much of it I used, but I did post a project vlog for this top, and I went over how much yarn I used and exactly how long it took me to finish. So up next we have a couple smaller finished objects that I made for my shop. So the first thing is a bandana. This is in the color Daisy Ombre. None of these are yet listed in my shop, which is an issue. I really need to update my shop stock. But this is, a bandana in the color Daisy Ombre. This is following the Passionate Kelsey tutorial for a bandana. And I also made one in, I believe this is Hippie, with a white border and straps. So I have 2 bandanas to add to my shop this month. I also have a Talia tote bag. This is my pattern. It is not released anywhere. If you are interested in it, put a comment down below, let me know, and I will look at either releasing a video or a written pattern. If you are interested, let me know if you would prefer a video or a written pattern, or both. So I have 2 bandanas and 1 tote bag to add to my shop for this month. So my next finished object is, I'm going to say unfortunately finished. So it is my sock for my grandmother. She died this morning, and I never made the second sock. So I never gave it to her before she got too sick. And I am going to put the sock in her casket, as well as the rest of the yarn, because she is the one who taught me how to knit when I was little. And, I don't know necessarily what my beliefs for the afterlife are, but if there is an afterlife, I want her to have some knitting to work on while she's there, because she loved it. When I was little, she used to make a lot of Afghans. She started getting into making socks when she was later in life. She hated making socks, which is why I thought that making a sock would be nice for her as she went through chemo. Unfortunately, I did not finish before she passed. So that is my unfortunately finished object, is this sock and the yarn that goes with it. These are finished. I cannot remember for the life of me what this yarn is called. It's like an Italian brand. Here's Ace. He sensed me getting emotional and came to disrupt. Excuse me, sir. Let me just put this on the floor. Oh, good. He's in my shirt. Thanks. Okay. So that is it for my finished objects for the month. So I have 2 bandanas, a tote, and a sock, as well as my Tolsta Tee. So 1 big object and then a couple of smaller objects. So I am fine with that count. And then we'll go into my current whips. So these are, I do have a couple that are hibernating. So my hibernating whips are my socks for my sister, my socks for my brother-in-law, And as of now, the cardigan from my other grandmother. If you saw the vlog where I was working on gifts for my grandmothers, I did finish all of the pieces. I just need to sew it together. And I don't know when I will get to that. I should do it soon, but I will get to it at some point. But those are my hibernating whips. And then as far as my active whips, I have 3 of them. So the first one is another Talia tote bag. This one is in the color Daisy. It is done. I just need to weave in ends. So I'm so close to being done. I will try to make myself finish this today. And then up next we have another Talia tote bag. I'm in a bag making mood. So this is a striped bag because I thought that I only bought 3 skeins of this variegated yarn, which is, I believe it's Capri. Yeah, it's Capri Ombre from Lily Sugar and Cream. I thought I only bought 3 skeins. Turns out I bought 5. So I definitely had enough to finish the bag in the solid variegated, but entirely in the variegated. But what I decided to do was stripe it with this Loops and Threads yarn in the color Midnight Blue. So my single crochet rows are in Midnight Blue and my double crochets are in the Capri Ombre. And I actually really like the way that this is working up. I think it looks really cool. So I'm gonna have extra yarn left over, so I might make a second bag in the same coloration. And then my third and final whip is my Sailor Swift top, which I don't believe was in my list of things I wanted to make, but I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna make it. So I'm making it with the back. This is the front. So this is the Sailor Swift top by Kuda Vikika. I have made one modification to it that kind of affected a couple of things. So on the top fronts, for the size that I'm making, which is a 3X, I'm supposed to do 3 repeats. I did 4 repeats of that part. So then I just shorted the area before you connect by 1 repeat, and I added a couple extra stitches under the arms. So my underarm is a little bit bigger, my neckline's a little bit lower, and then I actually am doing 2 additional rounds of increases on the bust for a little bit more bust shaping. And I am working on a project vlog for this top, so you will hear this again in the vlog if you watch it, but I didn't make a gauge swatch. This is the first knit object that I have not made a gauge swatch for. And I figured I'll be fine. I made a Kuda Vikika pattern before and my gauge was dead on with hers. It was perfect. I'm using a different yarn than she is, so I am once again using the Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the color Blue Tit, and I believe it's called Icy Blue is my my light stripes. She's using a sport weight yarn. This is the fingering weight yarn. So I'm following the 3X pattern. It is not going to turn out to be a 3X. I believe the gauge is supposed to be like 24 inches or 24 stitches for 4 inches. Mine's 32. So just a little bit off. I'm guessing that this is probably going to turn out to be closer to a large than a 3X. So, oops. I might end up putting this for sale in my shop, or I might keep it for myself as I lose weight to try to fit into, make this like my goal shirt. But yeah, that's what I get for not doing a gauge swatch. This is why you do gauge swatches. It's important, or at least like read the pattern and pay attention to what size yarn that they're using. And then my other whips, I already said they're hibernating. Oh, I also forgot that I have a Snapdragon top that I'm working on that is in hibernation as well. So that is all of my whips. So now we'll go into the fun part, which is my yarn acquisitions. I went a little crazy with acquisitions this month. So let's just dive into it. So I made a big Hobie order, and I did a Yarn Inspirations order, or a Michael's order. And then I went to Michael's. I don't know why I went to Michael's, but I went to Michael's one day and I bought more yarn. So let's just dive in. So I bought a bunch of, sorry, my cat is like walking on some plastic right behind the camera. I bought some Hobie Fruta. I'm guessing it's Fruta because it's got a fruit on it. So I bought this in a couple of different colors. None of them have like names, but this is color number 4. It is a pink and brown. My plan for this is to make it into bags or bandanas or both. I got, looks like 3 skeins of that color. Up next I have color number 7. This is just a bunch of blues and I love this. This is so beautiful. Once again, plan is bandanas, bags, or bucket hats. I bought 3 skeins of that as well. So that's all that I had in this little bag. So let's move on to my Hobie bag. Next up, I have more Fruta. This is in the color 15. So this is blues, greens, and purples. I have 1, 2, 3 of those as well. Same plans. Up next, I have color number 13, which is just like a bright rainbow. Pretty much most colors are in there. I bought 3 of these as well. Same plans, bags, bandanas, bucket hats, maybe tops. Probably not tops with that color pattern. I got another Fruta. This one is in the color 10. This is some pinks and purples. Same plan, bags, bandanas, bucket hats. And I bought 3 of these as well. So that is my Hobie order. I did buy some other stuff. I bought some sock needles in 3.5 and 2.5 millimeters. I bought some blocking pins. I bought some wool wash. I think that's all I bought from Hobie. Oh, more blocking mats because I am not a skinny girl and my tops and sweaters and dresses require more than like the standard 9 mats. So I bought a second set of 9 mats of blocking mats. Okay. Up next, we have my Michael's order, or my Michael's in-store shopping trip. So we have, this is Loops and Threads Soft Classic Acrylic in a nice bright rainbow. This is the color Fiesta Multi. And my plan is to make this into beanies, striping it with this color, which is raspberry. So I think that these will go nicely together. Not striping it, sorry, double stranding it. So double stranding it with raspberry. So that's my plans for that. And then since this is such a bigger skein than the like multicolor, I also bought this one to stripe with it. The raspberry is a little bit brighter, but I think that it will go together well. So this one is blues, purples, and this is the color Orchid Mist Multi. Same thing, Loops and Threads, soft classic acrylic. My box of yarn is getting so full over here. I never updated my inventory after last month's podcast, so I will have to update my inventory. I will probably do that in a video. Ace is back. I think he sensed that there's a box here. Okay, so up next I have some classic cotton big ball from Loops and Threads. So this is the color Neapolitan Multi. So this is like Neapolitan color, so it's like a muted. So it's muted pink, brown, and white. I bought 2 skeins of this. My plan is to see if I can make this into a basket. If not, if there's not enough yarn to make it into a basket, I'll make it into bags. Sir. Let me put him down again. Come here. Come here. Say hi. Okay. Let me get rid of that thingy. So I got it in the Neapolitan Multi. I also got it in Lilac Ombre. So my plan for this one is just bags, maybe tops, or bucket hats. But I don't want to make this one into like a basket, I don't think it would look cute as a basket. However, what I do think would look cute as a basket is this. So it'll be like a nice wicker looking basket. This is in the color Twine, so very fitting. I actually bought 6 of these, so I can for sure make a decent sized basket. I will probably end up triple stranding it using a 10mm hook to make a nice sturdy basket. But we'll see how long that takes me to get to it. I am off all week for bereavement. So what else? We'll see what I get up to whenever I finish my Sailor Swift, which I should be able to finish this week. No problem. But that is all of the yarn that I've purchased for the month. That's all the yarn that I've received for the month, I should say. I did place an order on Lion Brand last night. I am planning on making the garment. I don't know if you've seen it yet. I love it. It's basically just a blanket that you wear. So I'm planning on making 3 garments. One for me, one for my sister, and one for my friend Nikki. So I bought 3 different colors, about brown, purple, and green. And I will be working on those once I get the yarn in. I should wait till the fall. Because they're blankets, but you know, your house gets cold in the summer. You have the air conditioning on. You just want to cozy up. Sometimes nights are cold in Pittsburgh. My sister lives in Minneapolis, so nights definitely get cold in Minneapolis. But that is my, I guess, immediate knitting plan. As well as I want to definitely work through some of this box of yarn that I have on the floor down here. Get through as much of it as I can, put whatever I can't onto my yarn shelves, and get that updated in my inventory. So I think that's all my yarn related stuff. So as far as my other hobbies, reading, I have done a lot of reading and a lot of listening to audiobooks, but I have not tracked them this month. The novel that I'm reading right now is The Nightingale. I've been working through it for a while. I only really read it at work when I'm working on one specific thing that takes a lot of downtime. So it's pretty slow going, but I'm really enjoying the book. It's really good. I went to the bookstore with my friend shortly after my grandmother's diagnosis and picked up 2 more books. I believe one's called The Lamb and the other is The Wife Upstairs. So I will be reading those once The Nightingale, I'm finished with that. And I'm going to just continue listening to audiobooks as long as I have hours on Spotify. And then for fitness, I have gone to the gym a couple of times. I have an injured knee. It's been slowly getting better. So I've started lifting weights again. And it has improved a lot, actually, since I started lifting weights. But I went on a 5.5-mile run, and it was not good. My knee hurt a lot. This cat is breaking apart my blocking boards. But my knee hurt a lot to the point where I have decided to pull out of the half marathon this year. I want to say I run it most years, so this would have been my 7th half marathon, Pittsburgh half marathon, since 2013. Obviously the 2020 marathon was canceled. Whatever. So yeah, this would have been my 7th since 2013. But with my knee being hurt and I have plantar fasciitis, I have my other foot is bad. My hip is bad. Making 2:30 sucks, guys. Yeah, I've decided to pull out of the half marathon. I am doing the 5K the day before, so I will still plan on doing that. Still be planning on doing that. And that is now 4 weeks away. I think it's 4 weeks. It's the first weekend of May. So 4 weeks from yesterday. I do definitely need to train more, but my friend's goal is to just like make it through faster than our last 5K, which was, I believe, 54 minutes. So if I can just do a couple of runs, maybe like 1 or 2 runs a week, I should be able to do that no problem. And I want to keep lifting. I've been trying to get into the habit of going to the gym before work in the morning. because I go to Planet Fitness. It's allegedly open 24 hours, but not on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But Tuesday through Friday, I could go to the gym before work. And then Sunday is supposed to be my long run day, so I should be running outside anyway, which I'm not going to be doing at 3 in the morning when I wake up. But that's neither here nor there. But so yeah, my plan is to keep trying to get into better shape for the 5K, keep trying to heal my knee. Hopefully I don't need to see a doctor about it, but I want to get to the point where I have done everything that I can to strengthen my knee before I go to the doctor for my knee pain. And yeah, so I don't think that I have anything else to talk about for this month. Yeah, we did all of my finished objects, my whips, my yarn why can't I say acquisitions? My acquisitions, my hobbies. So I think that is going to be it for this video. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for listening to me yap for the past 21 minutes. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you like to make things that are out of season. So if you would make a garment in the middle of summer, when it is just a wearable blanket, essentially, or if you like to make summer tops in the winter. And that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week with something else.